This is pod racing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have Jazz play because there's a bunch of copyrighted music in this game. It's got like 40 songs from hit artists, meaning
I want to make sure I avoid him.
yeah, we're gonna be playing Dirt 5. I haven't played it, tested it, whatever. So it's gonna be an experience for all of us here. Also, it does that thing that I hate in racing games, where there's no main menu. Do you play Jizz instead? No! There's no main menu for this game. So you just jump in and it shoves you into a fucking race, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. How am I supposed to know who all these people are? What am I doing? Holy...
Oh no!
Maybe if I just knock into a bunch of them, I'll eventually win. No, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna win some races. I'm gonna get 1 billion points. I'm gonna look at this sick racetracks. I'm gonna hydroplane like a motherfucker.
Oh no!
Like, I'm gonna lap some fools. I'm gonna look at everybody in the audience and go, wow, that's crazy. Look at all those rendered people. Look at that guy with his red shirt. Bye, red shirt guy. Look at that beautiful vista. You wanna like fucking see if there's like a Taco Bell on that mountain? I think they should put a Taco Bell on Mount Everest, like a pop-up restaurant. That way when rich people get up there, they have food to eat. Because we should care about our rich people. They deserve food. When they get up and they spend their millions of dollars to be, like, hand-guided to Mount Everest so they can tell their friends they went there, I think we should put a Taco Bell up on there. I want to go to the Mountain Taco Bell. What? What, you think if you go to the Mountain Taco Bell, their tortillas are fluffier because there's less air? Or would they be less fluffy? Like, when you're up in the mountains and you're eating Cheetos, but you're, like, really high up in the mountains, are they crunchier because there's less air? Like, let's say I bring Cheetos into the vacuum of space. If I bring Cheetos into the vacuum of space, will they be crunchy? Or will they still be, like, full of air? Will they be puffs? Like, are my Cheetos still gonna be puffy if I bring them into the cold, harsh vacuum of space? Because, like, I think space is gonna make me crunchy. So I think I'd be worried about that. I got D money. Nice. I don't know what that means, but I got D money. Are you ready to dirt? I'm ready to dirt. Tell me, AJ Styles. Probably gonna drive the shit car. I want to drive like the Ford Fiesta or the Volkswagen Polio. Look at that Volkswagen Polio. Look at that Citroen C3 R5. Look at this Fiesta. I'm gonna drive the Skoda for the career mode. Kind of liveries. I can create my own. Yes, thank you. Sponsors. What kind of sponsors do we want? Is there Taco Bell? Can I get sponsored by Taco Bell? I don't give a shit. Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell. I can't even get, I gotta buy a Pepsi. You gotta go to the store and buy a Pepsi sponsorship. Fuck off. AccuWeather. That's a great. What about another sponsorship? We got AccuWeather. That's a great looking car. Love to drive it. Yep. I can't wait to win money for AccuWeather. I'm so excited. Look at this beautiful landscape. Wonderful. Wow. They got a lighthouse, mountains. They have a depressed guy in the back there who's sick of telling his wife he can't afford his fishing pole anymore. So he has to bring his fishing pole back to the fishing pole rental store, and his wife, who works at the QVC, is mad at him because he lost his fishing trawler and his fishing license, and now he can't fish anymore. So all he does is yell at Thor on the mountain and say, Thor's a bitch. Let's drive. Well, listen, I pull up in the pink AccuWeather car. What do you do? If I'm pulling up in the pink AccuWeather car, you're not going to be able to stop me. What are you going to do when I pull up on the pink AccuWeather car? Come on. Come on, what are you gonna realistically do when I pull up on you in the pink AccuWeather car, saying, hey, how's it going? What, are you gonna get in and go on a fucking miraculous adventure with me, or are you gonna stay in your little house, wondering what kind of worms we could have dug around in the dirt to find? What if I wanted to go fishing in Norway, and I drive up in my pink AccuWeather car? What are you gonna do? You know what's crazy? Racing games are like their very own product placement. Buying a racing game, not like that it matters. Racing games can be cool. But buying a racing game is like buying an ad, right? You are buying an interactive advertisement for product. Like you are buying into an ad. Like, you're like, oh, I fucking love fast cars. I love squeezing my fucking hog. I love driving fast cars and squeezing my hog. So you're buying into a beautiful ad. I only have this game because of, like, I think the Humble Bundle, the Humble Choice Select. I was like, what do I play today? Oh, car game. I should play car game. People love car game. I'm putting a whole bunch of dirt in my mouth and just chewing as fast as I can. Me, I'm making my own form of man mud. Yeah, I got a bunch of man mud in my mouth and I'm just chewing vicariously. You flip your car 3 times and the game becomes, please, physically rehabilitate your driver until he can race again. And if you fail, your driver, he just gets depressed and becomes like a Walmart assistant manager. Works at your local Kroger. Weren't you that guy from Dirt? Yeah, but not anymore. It's been a long time. I don't eat dirt anymore. I don't get on the track. I get to build a new AccuWeather vehicle? Oh, hell yeah. I can't pick AccuWeather. I can only pick Omp. My Omp car. What kind of... James Pumphrey. Mr. Pumphrey himself. Mr. Pumphrey. James Pumphrey. Mr. Pumphrey. James Pumphrey. Watch me rip all these guys in half. Now, when do I put a gun on top of my car and just start fucking blowing them up? Not blowing them up, blowing them up. Brendan, this isn't Mad Max. Why isn't it? Why isn't every race a race of life or death? You must suck to live in, like... You ever see, like, video games where the racetracks are, like, on people's, like, driveways and in the street? It's gotta fucking suck. Oh, hot dogs and burgers in China, sick. It's gotta suck to, like, have your whole life upended by a never-ending race. Like, if we're speaking Wreck-It Ralph universe, some of these people live in those houses and they can't get to work. Like, they just can't get to work, right? They're literally impeded by a never-ending hell race. I just don't know why I can't put a gun on top of my car. Like, tape 2 shotguns, like, attached to string on the back of my car. That way if somebody comes up on the back, I can pull the 2 strings attached to my finger, and the shotguns both fire off at the same time, spreading buckshot through their fucking windshield. What if I want to cause a little violence? What if I want to be a little dastardly? What do I do if I want to be a little bit dastardly? How am I gonna be a little bit dastardly? This is why we need a Twisted Metal revival or a Wacky Races revival or like a fucking gun car revival. I want a Wacky Races game where I have a gun. Honestly, they should make like a Joe Dirt sequel and they should let me be Joe Dirt. I think I can do better than David Spade and I think I can make Joe Dirt like a cultural icon. All right? I think I can elevate Joe Dirt. You see, I have a full, like 15-part plan, all right? First off, the script, all right? Easy peasy. First Joe Dirt, he's looking for his parents. In the new Joe Dirt that I'm proposing, Joe is looking for SpongeBob. Joe thinks SpongeBob is real. So he watches the TV, and he thinks, oh my God, SpongeBob is real. I gotta meet him. And everybody's telling Joe that SpongeBob isn't real. So Joe goes on a cross-country adventure, picking up various odd jobs along the way. But not like odd jobs like a plumber or an electrician. I'm talking like Simpsons, Homer Simpson odd jobs, like astronaut, vendetta maker, matchmaker, God. And at the end of the day, Joe Dirt gets to the ocean across the country, and he inhales a bunch of paint. And SpongeBob is real as Joe Dirt dies in the middle of like a pasture somewhere out by the ocean. He dies in a field near the ocean somewhere, high on paint fumes. And he thinks SpongeBob is real in his final moments, as the movie ends with a dream sequence where Joe Dirt kisses SpongeBob on the lips. The perfect way to reintegrate a gritty Joe Dirt reboot into the cultural fucking iconoclast. That was the right word. The cultural zeitgeist. That's the word. If we want to reimagine Joe Dirt, we got to make it gritty. First off, Joe Dirt has guns for hands. And I know that sounds like Guns Akimbo, but I promise you, just because the name of the movie will be Joe Dirt Akimbo doesn't mean it's going to be anything like Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe. I think it's the perfect movie. Yeah, you can send the race authorities after me. Doesn't matter. I put a lot of cocaine in my gas tank. It makes me faster, so it'll make my car faster, too. And now I can do the Stampede in Buca di Beppo, Italy. Italy? What the? Italy? Buca di Beppo, Italy. Italy? Italy. Brendan, Italy doesn't exist. Well, explain spaghetti. Get dunked. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Get dunked. Yeah. Get dunked. I'm gonna stop. Oh, there's a fucking gravel pit. Oh, that means this is a good game. There's a gravel pit? Good game. 10 out of 10. You listen, you tell me there's gravel in a video game, I'm fucking sold. Minecraft? Anybody? Little unknown game called Minecraft has gravel in it. $1 billion success. Gravel roads in Grand Theft Auto 5? $1 billion success. You see me at the grocery store heading for the last ham? I'm furious. Listen, I got to the grocery store. I got there a little late. There's one ham left. You've got your shopping cart right next to me. I rev my shopping cart. We go down the aisle. I knock you into the fucking produce. You're stuck between cucumbers and fucking cabbages. Guess what, idiot? I've got the ham. You don't. Violence breeds success. And the last ham. I think we should be allowed to put bubble wrap in our cars. That way when we bounce around, it goes pop, 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 pop. I want to be able to go to the supermarket where instead of paying for food, I compete in blood sport to win my groceries. Yeah. And if, like, you're the lowest on the totem pole, you get shitty groceries. You walk away with a can of, like, tinned weenies and 3-day expired jelly. But, like, if you're the king of the grocery games, specifically Guy Fieri's grocery game, then you get the good ham. And the good turkey. The people would finally have justice and like a need to compete and be stronger. There would be real competition in the food market. You'd have to fight for your right to kill and stuff your own animal with smaller wild animals. Like a turducken, but it's fucking just fists. You can make your own improvised weapons out of the grocery items in the store. Listen, everybody has 10 minutes in the store to make their own improvised weaponry. You go in naked, like that way you can't hide anything. You get checked in all orifices and you go in naked. What if I just want some hot dogs? You still gotta fight. Or you can hire a champion, like a grocery champion. Like you can hire a grocery champion to go in and fight for your food for you. But you have to share either some of his winnings or you have to pay him money. Yes, they check all orifices. Every opening is checked. Every orifice is checked. Wow, that's a neat car. I like it. My game crashed? It crashed. Sick. Aw, fuck yeah. Game crashed. 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 Fuck yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. All these cars look like mine, but only my car stands out. Look, if you're in the audience and you see the AccuWeather pink fucking hot pink car, you're putting your money on that fucking car, I guarantee it. Listen, if you see a pink AccuWeather car, you're putting your money on that fucking car. No ifs, ands, or buttholes about it. I don't give a shit. It's very important to me to do vocal warm-ups, especially if I'm streaming. Because I have to, like, make sure that I can talk good. And I have to, like, get myself to that level of talking good. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Chester chooses chestnuts, cheddar cheese with chewy chives. He chews them and he chooses them. He chews them and he chews them. Those chestnuts, cheddar cheese with chewy chive and cheery, charming chunks. Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Moses he knows his toes aren't roses, as Moses supposes his toes is to be. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Fuck! Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled Peter Piper pecked a Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper pecked a pickled pepper. Peter Piper Peter Piper pecked a pick of peppers. Peter Piper pecked a pick of peppers. Peter Piper, egg, bread, milk, cheese. Eggs, bread, milk, cheese. Peter Piper pecked a pick of peppers. Peter Piper pecked a pick of peppered peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppled peppers. Perfectly plump pup. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. There we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickles. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. See? Easy. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of That one's always hard for me. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It's so fucking hard. I don't know why that's so hard for me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. Seashore. Fuck. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. Oops. Bronco Bucks Books by Bubble. I'm not gonna say ew. Butts? Ew. Oh, naughty word. Like I said, always bet on the AccuWeather car. If you see it, you gotta do it. Imagine waking up in the morning and taking in these sights. The sounds, the smells. Imagine going down by the Norwegian shore and clubbing small sea creatures to death. Listen, I use the fact that they don't have realistic car destruction in these games to my advantage. If I need to stop, I'll use the earth to stop me. These obstacles were built to help me attain perfect speed. Imagine if there was a giant dirtmobile like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. So there was just like a big car with a Minecraft dirt block on it that traveled the country, entertaining and telling people about dirt, selling them bags of dirt, teaching them about what dirt does for us. You heard Elon Musk and SpaceX are trying to make a space restaurant called U-Hop? Yeah, you hop on over and put these nuts in your mouth in Cyberpunk 2077. Everything is pretty much the same. But like you're a diabetic and insulin is $1 million a shot. Because that's what the market desires. And it's just somebody sadly walking through an empty Walmart. While dubstep music is playing. And they have an eye patch and they have like a bleeding torso. And they're just picking up diapers, and diapers are like $200 a package. And minimum wage hasn't changed in 50 years. When you become the president in the Cars universe, do they have to transplant your engine into the Beast? Question. When you become the president in Car USA, do they have to rip your engine out and put it into the Beast? Did you know that in Cars originally, they were gonna have Lightning McQueen's brain put into the road roller? Instead of Lightning McQueen dragging like an asphalt machine, they were gonna put his brain into it. And then the Cars, developer movie men were like, that's kind of fucked up, let's not do that. So we missed out on, car body modification.